next week. In sports,
the World Cup qualifiers continues today with Nigeria in a sticky wicket. What they need to qualify may very well end up being their undoing.
And also later in the bulletin, residents of Yulo and Lower Manyakrobo issue a 60-day ultimatum to government to fix the deplorable road. And you'll want to stay with me for the details of these headlines and more. I am Pearl Ofori. This is Joy News. We're independent, fearless, and credible. This afternoon, the Trades Union Congress, TUC, is set to hold its high-stakes internal stakeholders meeting to develop an action plan to pressurize government to deal with Galamsey. This meeting follows a recent tour by the TUC to some water treatment plants in Galamsey endemic areas. According to Deputy TUC Secretary General Dr. Kwabena Nyaku Otu, their strategy will be different from what was carried out last year when a planned organized labor industrial action failed. He also insists the past and previous government have failed in a number of key promises made to organized labor unions in the fight against the menace.
The different thing the TUC is doing this time round. Somebody just talked about NIMO and the so-called blue water guards. We never saw them. What we saw are actually excavators on the river Yensu. To be straightforward with you, the TUC on this trip never announced any measures. The TUC, in a press statement read by the Secretary General, indicated that after witnessing this, what we intend to do is that the structures of the TUC will be meeting in the coming weeks. And in those weeks, we will announce the measures we think we as TUC, and here not organized labor, we as TUC must do in collaboration and in with government to end the illegal mining. It is now clear to everybody that those things we agreed with government did not keep its part of the bargain. And to the extent that today, the Galamsey situation is getting out of hand. In some of the cases, government gave us timelines. On the day we actually held a press conference to abort the strike, we had a letter from the president, the then president, indicating that LI 2462 had been suspended. We had that letter on a green letter from the president. The president indicated that they had deployed security men along our water bodies and forest reserves. Okay. And that the suspension of the airline was pending its final revocation when Parliament reconvenes. Okay. So there were a number of things we were expecting government to do. And if government were to be continuous, then we expect the new government that came in with a lot of euphoria and a lot of us to carry on with the things that the previous government.
Meanwhile, some leaders of several unions have traded blame on what broke the front of organized labor after a botched industrial action planned last year to demand action on Galamsey. Vice President of TUC UEW, Dr. Bernard Tutubuahin, blamed the TUC.
We realized that TUC and other unions wanted to also go on strike. Now, as one of the wings of TUC, UTAG, and organized labor, we felt that UTAG alone wouldn't give us that kind of strength. So we joined forces with organized labor and, for that matter, TUC. Then we realized some level of betrayal from the hierarchy of TUC. So that was when we felt that we have been betrayed. So we went through the, the UTAG processes, to also isolate ourselves from the position of organized labor, and for which we also decided that we will go solo with our own strike as we had earlier planned. So we went through the process, and if you remember, UTAG went on strike. So it is not as if that we had an initial engagement with government, and then we decided no. So if you remember, you will see that TUC even called off their strike when UTAG was still on strike.
Now, in a sharp rebuttal, Deputy TUC Secretary General Dr. Kwabena Nyaku Otu described those claims as baseless.
the allegation that the TUC betrayed UTAG and for that matter, the arrest of organized labor is a baseless allegation. It has no merit. What really happened in 2024 was that, Galam's unions have what we call core issues. So core issues like things to do with wages, salaries, working conditions, benefits. And from our own experience, it is always easy to get unity of unions and workers around those core issues. But when it comes to a non-core issue like Galamsey, and I say non-core because that is not what unions are formed to fight for, even though it is an important and essential problem. When it comes to those issues, it's always difficult to maintain the unity of unions. And clearly in 2024, this is what played out. The unity question was clear, or we were not united on the issues. Politics had entered the fray. Some other unions within organized labor had declared their own stand. They were not going to go with the strike.
But Secretary General of the Ghana Federation of Labour, Abraham Kumsin, blamed the Ghana Medical Association and the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association as the unions that acted in a way that betrayed the collective goal of organized labour.
It was not the TUC that betrayed the cause. It was the Ghana Medical Association and then the nurses. Ghana Registered Nurses Association, the nurses.
The nurses.
And the Ghana Medical Association. When you want to embark on such action, you are saying it's a very powerful weapon, and if the weapon is not well maintained, it cannot fire. And normally, when you want to achieve results, organized labor must, work together and make sure that we address whatever concerns that we want to deal with it. But if medical personnel opt out, it weakens organized labor. There's nothing that we have done at that yet. So if I hear Ghana Medical Association and nurses making noise this time around, I just don't take them serious.
The president of the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary Schools, CHAS, Reverend Father Stephen Owusu-Setre, has revealed a devastating toll of illegal mining on education in affected areas. He disclosed that in Galamsey-prone communities like Manso in the Ashanti region, students delay their return to school by weeks and months. Some schools are also deserted as a result of encroachment by illegal miners. This canker, Reverend Father Stephen asserts, is fueling indiscipline as some students return defiant to school rules. Have a listen.
I don't want to put those schools here, but the fact is that we have students who are involved in Galamsey. The various schools in the Galamsey areas, Manso area and all those places, school reopens and students from the headmasters, headmistresses, school reopens and students really don't come to school early. Some of them will come to school after a month. Some of them will come to after 2 months. And the kind of indiscipline they also exhibit in schools is very alarming. In some areas, Galamsey is also encroaching on school land here and there. So we deemed it as a concern and we needed to talk about it so that authorities would do something about it for us, so that the future of these youth will be secure. Some of them are involved anyway, so they take long in coming. And because of what they do and the lifestyle over there, they come to school and some of them are doing drugs that they do, really destroying their lives. So we see it as a very serious concern. Because if you put students in school and then because some of them are involved in Galamsey, they are not really come to school, it makes teacher learning a bit very difficult. The teacher will be there, students not coming.
He's also confident the government, considering a declaration of a state of emergency on illegal mining, will curb the growing menace.
Now, we've had people, for example, call for a state of emergency. Is that something that CHAS is supporting?
So, as conference, we also thought it wise to add our voice to the authorities to do something about it in a very urgent manner. If the government sees that to be very, very something that is very important to do, why not? They should go ahead and do it, because we have to secure the future of this country. We cannot allow Galamsey to destroy us.
In other news this afternoon, Education Minister Haruna Idris has hinted at plans to restructure the classification of senior high schools across the country to tackle persistent challenges with the computerized school selection and placement system. The initiative, he says, will see 10 Category A schools downgraded to Category B status and another 10 Category B schools upgraded to Category A, backed by extensive infrastructure investment to ensure fairness and balance in school placement. He's been speaking at a press conference in Accra.
when you have vacancies of 76,000 and you have applicants desiring to fill 76,000 with 393,000, you definitely will have a difficulty and struggle as I'm struggling. It could be any of you sitting here as Minister for Education. How can you fill 76,000 vacancies with 393 qualified applicants? That's a near impossibility. So we are doing our best. Category A, Category B, Category C, justifiably, every parent wants a child to be in a Category A school. But we haven't. In the last month, we haven't expanded infrastructure at any Category A school to have done the magic for us. My thinking, in order that we respect equity, will be that into 2026, and I've had consultations and discussions with the President, I have his support and blessing, is to convert at least 10 category schools to Category B schools.
And you hear that the Education Minister, Harun Idris, is speaking at a press conference in Accra. My colleague, Collins Frimpong, is there for us. Collins, what more details did the Minister give about the recategorization plans?
So, if you listen to the Minister clearly, he didn't give a specific number. He said at least. So, it means that after when they start the program, the categorization will increase from 10 to even more. So that's what he's been saying. And he is hoping that by 2027, when they get the allocation, they will have 4 regions, that's the Northeast, Savannah, Oti, and Western North regions, which do not have Category A schools to also have.
But what is it is that I can assure you that they even are more than 3.
Collins, he also talked about the arrest of some individuals in connection with the ongoing placement exercise. Tell us more about that.
So, since the placement started in about 3 weeks now, on social media, there are claims that the Free SHS Secretariat is taking millions of cedis to help people secure their preferred placements without any evidence. One is a Bree Senior High School where someone claimed that she paid about 15,000 Ghana cedis. According to the minister, they picked up about 3 more people. That's the national security, and evidence after investigation shows that there are no such claim proof there.
But what is it is that I can assure you that they even are more than 3. We have a very robust cyber security system which is able to monitor and police fraudulent activities associated with the placement. A few weeks back, we got national security to arrest 3. They were interrogated. You recall when I said that why would somebody with aggregate 37 be posted into a category A school? That emanated from the earlier arrest. So we will deal and allow the law to deal with any person. What I note is that, yes, we've limited access to the portal, and it's part of our management of it. Sitting here as minister, I don't have access to the portal. Deputy does not have access. Chief has no access. The Director General of GS does not have access. In order that we can hold that individual accountable. That's the strategy we use. But those who expect that I would have done some magic this year, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Nothing has happened by way of expanded infrastructure in our educational institutions, whether category A, B, or C school, for me to have done that magic.
Harun Idris further announced that Cabinet has given the approval to absorb and back pay all outstanding salaries for 6,200 unpaid teachers.
A few weeks ago, myself and Chief Director received a petition from some teachers who are unhappy with the government over their unending. They've worked for a number of months without pay. I'm happy to announce that Cabinet has given approval for the 6,200 teachers to be absolved. We'll begin the process in due course. They will have their IDs, but as I assured them, they will get back pay. But you see, haven't demonstrated and pelted stones at us, they have to pay for the stones they were pelted. Because we'll give them back pay. But for their conduct, what do we get in return? How that they didn't disrupt any academic work. So those 6,200 teachers, I think I can speak for both ministries in this matter. Cabinet gave the Minister of Finance approval to via budget and spend about 1.1 billion Ghana cedis to absorb a category of health workers and teachers. The process will start soon, and therefore no more picketing or picketing, they say. I'll be happy to answer any questions, but let this briefing focus on.
And you hear that the Education Minister, Haruna Idrisu. You're still listening to the Midday News. Still to come as we gear up for the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair in 9 days. We'll tell you about that secured location where you can own a home.
We understand purchasing a home is not just a financial decision, it's an emotional one as well. And so we seek to offer products that represent that.
We'll bring you the details of the story and more.
When I wake up in the morning, I brush my teeth with Kale Charcoal toothpaste. This gives me confidence all day.
Anytime you meet Amma, don't be surprised I smile showing my beautiful white teeth because I don't have cavity thanks to Kale Charcoal toothpaste for its natural charcoal properties. In fact, we are like twins. I can't go without my Kale Charcoal toothpaste.
That be why I dey use Kale Charcoal toothpaste morning and night when I dey go bed safe. It dey make my teeth white when it dey comot every scent from my mouth inside. My confidence level they go up, so I dey show my 32 teeth all.
Introducing the Kale Charcoal toothpaste, formulated with activated bamboo charcoal powder, ensures whiter teeth and removes bad breath. The strong natural property of the activated bamboo charcoal removes bacteria, absorbs surface stains on our teeth caused by coffee, wines, and tobacco. Welcome, Kale Charcoal toothpaste. Kale Charcoal toothpaste, Sankofa Yenchi.
Kale, happy smile.
This advert is FDA approved.
Everywhere, for everyone, yeah.
This year is going to be sweet. I don't just feel it, I know it, because the Luckiest Season 3 is back.
And I'm about to show you how to grab your golden ticket. Just dial *712# and follow the prompts to purchase your ticket. Or go to theluckiestafrica.com, hit community tickets, and pick your lucky number.
Or let the system do its magic. Choose how much you want to spend from 1 to 5,000 Ghana cedis. You can even buy a ticket for someone else. Be someone's hero. Payment? Easy. Mobile money in Ghana or card if you're international.
One ticket can turn 1 CD into 500 times more. That's maths we love. Or your community will win 10 times more. So let's get lucky together because luck is everywhere.
October welcomes you to the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025 at the Accra International Conference Center from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. It's time to turn your home ownership dreams into a lived reality. Whether you're breaking ground, building up, or simply finishing your space, EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is designed with you in mind. The EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair is powered by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and brought to you by Drive EVGH, Drive into a Sustainable Future, and supported by Virtual Security Africa, security for all, safety and home solutions. You think of a door? We have it. Superlock Technologies Limited. You deserve the best. DPS Pipes, connecting you to life. Elegant Homes and General Construction Limited, where quality meets value. Gold Key Properties, transforming the landscape. Are you da? Ghana's #1 services app. Bako Services Bebre. Special Gardens, Memorable Living. DBS Industries Limited. We truly are your roof experts. Door Masters, the best indoors. Lash Fortune Limited, unleashing luxury with perfection, one space at a time. LandlordAfrica.com, bringing the real estate industry to your doorstep. The Builders Market. Bathroom, get it right. Bright House Energy Limited. Let's build smarter energy together. Masters in solar installation. Syntex tank. Air strong. Air tough. Automation Ghana. West Africa's choice for smart solution. Interplast. We make sure water reaches you. Even space. U-bent security. Doors. Protecting lives and properties. Clifton Homes. Beautiful homes. Wise investment. Western Villas, where dreams meet reality. MTN, everywhere you go. EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair 2025. Dream it, own it, live it.
And you're welcome back to the Midday News. It's time for sports, and Achu Tamaklo is here. So tell us about the Nigerian World Cup qualifying group. What exactly do they have to do to qualify? You have
well,
for
they
us.
need to win, but not just any win, because they could win and still not qualify. In fact, they could win and hand the qualifying slots to the rival South Africa. So to qualify, Nigeria needs to win by a large margin against Benin. They need to win by at least 2 goals to finish ahead of Benin on goal difference if both teams finish with 17 points. Now, they also need South Africa to fail to beat Rwanda to qualify. If South Africa wins their final match against Rwanda, Nigeria cannot qualify automatically. So that's the situation, because if you look at the group, Benin lead the group, having played 9 games, South Africa in second place, and then you have Nigeria in third place. So Benin have 17 points. South Africa, who were docked 3 points and 3 goals just 3 weeks ago, are in second place on 15 points, and then Nigeria in third place on 14 points. So that's the situation there. Nigeria's fate is dependent on a number of factors. For South Africa, if they beat Rwanda later today and Benin loses to Nigeria, South Africa qualify directly for the World Cup. And they will also need to, if they win against Rwanda and Benin draws with Nigeria, South Africa will need to win by a margin of 3 or more goals to have a better goal difference than Benin, or win by a margin of 2 goals and score more total goals than Benin to qualify directly. But if the goal difference and goals scored remain level, South Africa would qualify on head-to-head record, having beaten Benin twice already in the group. So that's why I say Nigeria could win, but that win could ensure that South Africa rather qualify and not the Nigeria themselves.
Or is it Nigeria could win? Let me be biased here. I am rooting for Nigeria. Achitamako, thank you for bringing us the latest in the world of sports. Now let's move on to other stories. And the Health Facilities Regulatory Agency, HEFRA, has shut down 2 unlicensed eye test clinics in Kumasi for operating illegally while providing medical screening services to the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, DVLA. According to HEFRA officials, the 2 facilities located near the DVLA office at Ofori were found to be operating without valid licenses and were not registered under the agency's regulatory framework. The closure forms part of HEFRA's ongoing nationwide compliance exercise aimed at ensuring that all health facilities meet the required standards of operation. Public Relations Officer for HEFRA, Christabel Ejiram, said the affected clinics had been conducting vision tests for individuals applying for driver's licenses without the necessary accreditation, posing serious risks to public health and road safety.
The indication I am getting is that this facility is not even registered at all. You see, it's different if, let's say, the facility was first licensed and the license has expired. Then we know that, maybe at the time they went to DVLA, they had a license. But for a facility that is not registered at all, I am also wondering how they got the accreditation to actually do this for DVLA. So like I said, we will engage DVLA.
All right.
Let's cross over and speak to our Shanti Regional Correspondent, Nana Boachi Adam. Nana, what has been the response from DVLA on this matter?
As I speak to you, HEFRA has indicated that they are going to reach out to DVLA immediately to ascertain how these facilities got the accreditation to operate within their premises or around their premises. These facilities have been providing vision tests for people who come to seek driver's license and have been raising serious concern concerning the fact that they do not have accreditation or licenses from HEFRA to do so. And so as I speak to you, HEFRA authorities, the task force, are engaging with DVLA to determine how these facilities or clinics got to start services for DVLA itself.
And where is the task force heading to now?
As I speak to you, we are currently outside Kumasi. Various facilities are being targeted. In Mushisongo, where we are currently, the task force has besieged one health facility, an eye clinic, and they are going in there to lock it down. We're being told from indication that this facility also doesn't have the accreditation to operate.
And that's our correspondent in the Ashanti region, Nana Boachi Adam. Let's bring you other stories now. And the Ghana Water Limited has recognized its loyal customers for their prompt payments and unwavering commitment over the years. Labadi Beach and Kempinski were top among commercial customers given packed water by the company and other souvenirs. Some domestic customers were also rewarded. Chief Manager for Greater Accra East, Richard Apia Otu, commended the awardees for their consistency in supporting the company's operations, emphasizing that their discipline and cooperation are vital to sustaining efficient water supply and infrastructure development across the region. Now, choosing a place to stay involves many considerations, and security is certainly a top priority. That's where Special Gardens, a master-planned gated community, comes in. By selecting them at the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair, you can eliminate your worries about safety.
Our brand is built on a foundation of integrity, innovation, and customer-centered solutions in the Ghana real estate sector. We understand purchasing a home is not just a financial decision, it's an emotional one as well. So we know people want to feel connected to whatever they are purchasing, and so we seek to offer products that represent that. We are trying to deliver developments that blend quality, affordability, and modern architecture and amenities. Developing this since early 2023. Almost wrapping up with this one.
And it's time for What's Trending. Adobia Sari is here. What's in the news?
Yeah, so football is trending. You know, Cape Verde is trending because for the first time ever, they've qualified for the FIFA World Cup. But Nigeria is also trending because they're expected to play tonight at 4 p.m. against Benin. And when you go online, so many Ghanaians, of course, there are some people who are rooting for Nigeria, but so many Ghanaians do not want Nigeria to qualify just so we can roast them more, you know. So I'll just take one comment from Ampofu. Ampofu says, Benin 3, Nigeria 1.
Yes, so many Ghanaians don't want Nigeria to qualify. Well, I want them to qualify. Adovia Sari, thank you for bringing us What's Trending. And that's how we end the Midday News. My name is Pearl Ofori. Many thanks for listening.